Can you use USB devices inside a virtual machine? Imagine plugging in your favorite flash drive or printer and having it work seamlessly inside a virtual computer. Sounds simple, right? Well, it actually depends on how your virtual machine is set up. A virtual machine is like a computer inside your real computer. It runs its own operating system, but it doesn't have direct access to your physical hardware unless you tell it to. When it comes to USB devices, the virtual machine needs a way to connect to those physical peripherals. There are two main ways to do this. The first is called USB Passthrough. This method lets you connect a USB device directly to the virtual machine. When you do this, the guest operating system inside the VM sees the device as if it were plugged straight into it. For example, if you connect a USB flash drive, the VM will recognize it and allow you to access files just like on a real computer. This is supported in platforms like VMware and some versions of Hyper-V. The second method is USB redirection. Instead of connecting the device directly, this approach sends the USB device over a network connection to the VM. It's often used in remote desktop setups. For example, if you are working on a remote server, you can redirect your USB printer or scanner to the virtual machine over the network. This way, the VM can use the device as if it were physically attached, even though it's actually connected to your main computer. Different virtualization platforms handle USB devices differently. VMware supports USB pass-through quite well. You can usually find this option in the VM's settings menu. Just plug in your device and then select it from the list of available USB devices. Keep in mind, some devices might not work perfectly if the guest operating system doesn't have the right drivers. Hyper-V, Microsoft's virtualization tool, doesn't support USB pass-through natively. Instead, it relies on redirection through remote desktop protocol or other tools. This means you might need extra software or configurations to get your USB devices working inside Hyper-V. There are also third-party tools like USB Network Gate or FlexiHub. These create virtual USB ports in the VM, making it easier to share devices across different platforms. They are especially useful if your virtualization software doesn't support USB pass-through or redirection directly. Using USB devices inside a virtual machine is very handy. It allows you to run legacy hardware, test device drivers, or access files directly from a USB drive without switching between physical computers. But remember, not every USB device will work perfectly. Compatibility depends on the guest operating system and driver support. Also, when a device is assigned to a VM, it's usually exclusive, meaning it can't be used by the host or other VMS at the same time. In summary, yes, you can use USB devices inside a virtual machine. The method depends on your virtualization platform and what you want to do. VMware makes it straightforward with USB pass-through, while Hyper-V uses redirection. Third-party tools can fill in the gaps. Knowing these options helps you decide how best to connect your peripherals to your virtual environment.